warfare seasons, coming out of maybe a day you just had a terrible week and you just need that day with the Lord to kind of heal you and regroup, to help you stand firm in identity, to know he is for you, like the Psalms that we're reading, that he will deliver you. He sees the things going on. It's like, in a way, you're allowing yourself to recharge like a battery, to rest. And sometimes while you're charging your phone, you're still using it. It's not that it's just sitting inactive to charge in that way, although the Lord does give us cave seasons, is what I call them, where you can like just relax with him and it's not really much going on, and it's like little warfare. It's not like too much, but nonetheless, it's more so intimacy. And that's why I circled back to Joshua and Caleb, because if anything, they had it worse, air quotes, than their parents and the Israelites that circled the desert, because they literally grew up watching all that, only to then go into war. Like, you imagine how exhausting that would be if they didn't know how to access that intimate place with the Lord and identity and awareness of who Yahweh was, right? To be able to go forth in battle and to be strong and courageous, for the Lord, their God, goes with them everywhere they go, right? So that's the same thing with that. So when the Lord is convicting you about you're not resting, it's not necessarily a physical practice, although the reason why God established that in his commands from the very beginning to take that Sabbath day rest is because sometimes we have to implement physical practices to help us enter into his spiritual rest, because our God is in spirit and truth. I was just reading this in John 4. And that's how we worship him. That's how we talk to him. That's how we pray, and he is a spirit. We're in the flesh. He's not limited to the flesh, but we are. So he gave us certain ordinances to help our flesh come under subjection to his spiritual rule. But it's not to be limited to just that, because I fell for that at one point and thought, oh, the Sabbath day is this. And then I realized I was spiritually burnt out. I never felt like I was getting enough rest or making up enough rest, despite me taking every Shabbat Shalom to sit and, bake bread or Triscuits. And I was still like spiritually drained, burnt out, and couldn't even lift up my sword in battle because I was like not accessing relationship with him. So when, going back to Hebrews 4, when we go into our rest, or we don't take those invitations to rest, which, like you just said, you feel that he's leading you to do that. But then there are times where you just know, like, okay, Lord, it's been a minute. I need to kind of pull away and rest with you, or I'll probably take a week off from like my social groups or a calendar and do that, whatever